Yo, what up, you guys? This is Shaunist here for a Bayonetta Bloody Fate review. Now, hopefully you guys have seen my unboxing. I will post a description to it in the video below. I mean, it was kind of pointless. It's not necessary to watch, but just to, actually just see it in, physical hands. If you're not familiar with it, Bayonetta Bloody Fate was an animated movie to come out about, I don't know, earlier this year, yeah. Centers around Bayonetta. If you aren't familiar with Bayonetta, it's a video game based around a witch who is just sexy and awesome and super badass. So you should check it out. Actually, today what you're looking at is some Drive Club footage, which I don't have any other capture software, so I couldn't actually get some game. I was gonna get some gameplay of actual Bayonetta because I actually had Bayonetta, but I wanted to get you guys the best quality visuals, out there. Just give your eyes something to look at. But it's not necessary. So if you're doing something really important, you can put this in another tab and just listen to it. But yeah, today the review, Bayonetta Bloody Fate. It's awesome. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Bayonetta. If you played the game, you'll be very familiar with it. It's not a necessary thing. It's not a separate story. It's just sort of a retelling, more of a faster paced retelling of the game itself, of the first game. So this has nothing to do with Bayonetta 2. So you don't need to have played that or whatever to get anything. It's a really awesome movie. I picked it up for about 18 bucks at Best Buy on Blu-ray and got the Blu-ray DVD combo pack thingy. It was a pretty good price. It was the last one in stock, so yeah, I picked that up. Yeah, it feels just like the real game while you're watching it. I mean, at one moment I was like, dude, I might have to grab my controller at one point, The voice cast, the English voice cast, both English and Japanese, were awesome. The voice cast on the English side was the same. I'm pretty sure it was the same. I hadn't looked it up yet. The same voice actors that reprised their roles from the game are in the movie. The fight sequences were awesome. Like, super fast paced, super quick. A lot of moves from the game. It's not like, oh, don't get me wrong. It's real. I want everyone to walk out of this video thinking, this is not anything. Don't think that because you played the game, the movie is just gonna be like, oh, all right, you know how the story is gonna play out, and no, what's the point of watching? It's entertaining no matter how many times you've played the game. The movie is just straight entertaining and keeps you at the edge of your seat. The fight, I mean, dude, I gotta say it. I gotta reiterate. The fight sequences were awesome. It was awesome. The good value for money. I mean, I got this for 18 bucks, Blu-ray and DVD. Plus, you get a little Funimation thingy card, so you can send it in and get free shit. Actually, another good point was Enzo was actually more entertaining than he was in the game, in my opinion. I don't know. In the game, I kind of felt like, I don't care about this dude. Please, just move on. I don't care. But in the movie, it was like, I still don't care about him, but he's funnier. I don't know. He seemed like a more likable guy in here. But I do have to address some points now. The mini bosses have very generic English voices. Some mini bosses that you fight in the game, some of the tougher enemies, but they're not bosses. And they talk, but they have this weird kind of I don't know, language to them. I don't know what the language itself is, but they talk in this language, and the guys people have played this game, how they sound. But they gave them these very generic English voices in the movie, which I hated. It was like they didn't put enough effort in it to make it seem like they were their own character. They just did a voice because they were like, well, let's give them a voice because it would be awkward anyway, and we didn't want them to be silent. And I was like, well, you might as well have just had them with the other language or shit. I would rather have them been talking Japanese, been speaking Japanese in the English version. But most of the fights in the movie were too short or felt lacking. The fights the fights were awesome, but they really went by quick. They didn't dwell on anything long. Don't think, oh man. I mean, it's kind of cool because if you're just thinking like, if you want to, if there's a mini boss fight and you're like, oh, I know how this fight's gonna work, gonna turn out. I don't want to sit here for 8 years watching a fight that I played through in the game. It's not like that. It's completely fast. It's enjoyable to watch, and then you get to like one of the fights where one of the major fights. When you get to the major fights, like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna, this is getting real. It's still quick, and you're like that. That felt like that should have been a longer fight. But it went by really quick, and I didn't like that. I kind of wish, you know, they put more detail and more. It took more time with the fight itself. Um, it's a 90-minute runtime. The movie is 90 minutes long. It's enjoyable, but for me, I'm used to more longer movies. I'm the kind of guy that will not give a shit how long a movie is, as long as I stayed entertained. This was pretty fun, but it was a good movie. You know, it was worth the watch. I'm glad I bought it. In the story originality. Now, don't get me wrong. I love how they did the story. I love how they retold the story at Bayonetta in Bloody Fate. But, and it was great. They did a good job on that. Don't get me wrong. But I wish they had made an original story. Maybe something, even though it could have been bullshit, I wouldn't have cared if they kind of did maybe something between the first and second games, maybe like in the timeline wise, or just I just kind of would. I think it made it been like if they had took the time and worked on it. I'm not just saying, oh, I would like it better if they made up their own original story. No, if they took the time and worked out everything with this original story, it would have kicked ass. That is what I'm trying to say. Overall, the game is pretty awesome, and I mean, the game is awesome, but the movie is pretty good. I'm glad I bought it. I didn't regret it because I don't think I've only regretted one movie I've ever bought. But it was Black Friday. I got it for like half price at the time, and I watched it a couple times, and it's hilarious. But at the same time, I kind of wish I didn't buy it. But with this full price, I even because I'm talking technically today is my birthday, the day I'm recording this, November 30th. I went Black Friday the other day, Friday, because today is Sunday. So Friday, Black Friday, I went and picked up some movies, went with QAJB14 and a couple of my other friends. And I saw Bayonetta Bloody Fate, and I'm like, all right, what they got this shit for in Best Buy? And it was same $17.99. I'm like, cool. So I'm glad I didn't wait. But at the same time, and it was again, there was one more copy left when I went back in there. So they were selling them pretty. Selling them pretty well, I guess. But yeah, I highly recommend you watch it. Please go see it. Shit, I don't even care if you guys. I mean, I'm all for supporting the industry, but if you guys don't want to check it out or risk it, or you haven't even played the game, but you kind of want to check it out to see if it's anything like the game, it's really awesome. The art style is awesome. It's just like the game, dudes. I'm telling you, guys and girls, it is just like the game. Go check it out. It is completely worth it. Just go see it, man. Go to a anime website or a movie website or something. But please, you know, I'm all for supporting the industry. Go out and check it out. It's only like 18 bucks. It's worth it. And there's a whole bunch of like concept art and special features and storyboards and trailers and stuff. So actor commentary. So go check it out, guys. Peace out.